Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the RFD show. Today, we have a very interesting topic, a would you rather. And for those who are rugby fans, we'll see every now and then there's some great questions out there about would you rather have somebody tackle you? Would you rather run to someone straight at them? You know, some of these big, great rugby players. Joining me on the other side today is the Jock to discuss his views as well and who will he rather wants to tackle or run straight at. Jock, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good in yourself.
Kid can't complain. This is a very interesting topic. The first time I saw a post on social about this, would you rather? I just thought to myself, I'll probably opt in to tackle because I'm going to miss him. I'm gonna miss whoever's gonna run at me, and then I'm not gonna break any bones. That's basically what I thought the first time I saw some of these images. But let's just dive into it. So the first one we have here in front of me is: would you rather run it straight at Jerry Collins, of course, the great Jerry Collins, played flanker for New Zealand, or have Jonah Lomu run it straight at you? So, Jock, let me hear what do you think about this? Which one would you rather?
Okay, so this is a tough one. I mean, you have Jerry Collins, who also sadly passed away. Um, you have him. He's considered one of the hardest tacklers in the game, uh, alongside Brian Lima of Samoa. So you
Mm,
have that type of force uh, hitting you um, with his shoulder or whatever you want. Um, I mean, he weighed 112 kilograms. That's about 247 pounds, which is quite a piece of beef, if I can say it like that. As all
mm.
muscle there. Um, and then you have Jonah Lomu. I mean, 1.96 meters tall, 120 kilograms, with speed running towards you. I don't know if anybody would love to see that happening. I mean, you saw it with the 1995 World Cup, how he just ran over people. So yeah, for me, I would choose uh, getting tackled by Jerry Collins. I mean, I'm not gonna run at full speed into him because I am going to die. So I'm just gonna take a light stroll towards him, maybe try to step in so it doesn't hit me full force. So yeah, I would
Oh,
rather choose Jerry Collins uh, before uh, I choose Loma running straight at me. So yeah, I don't know what
that's
you think about that one.
that's interesting. Yeah, you see, you have a good strategy there. So if I also had to choose, of course, um, I'll probably take Jonu running straight at me, just
Okay.
for the sake of it, because if I don't time it right, I die as well. That's just let's just get that out of the way. Um, no, just for the fact of the matter is, I'm probably not going to get him because we tend to forget someone like Jonah Lomu who had such skill. I mean, that's why he was such a phenomenon. Not just a guy who is extremely big, extremely fast. He could step, he could kick. It wasn't bad under the high ball. He wasn't bad at tackling. He was just this all-round beast of a person playing. And we sometimes tend to forget it because if you go and watch some of the 1995, definitely uh, the reels or the highlights of that tournament, you see him sometimes running straight over someone like they don't even exist. But then there are some, like, literally some clips that you will see that he's just stepping or he's just like bumping you off, just like a handshake, cheers. And that's where I think I'll probably struggle a lot. I wouldn't even get a hand on him if he runs at me, um,
Mm.
because He's yeah. That's basically that's my theory. And again, if I don't time it right, I'm not here to remember anything else. So it's it doesn't even matter. But anyway, just to give both of them so much respect, they are some of the best players we've ever seen. I can always remember Jerry Collins. I loved his hairdo playing on the side of the scrum with Rodney Soliola at the back and Richie McCaw, on the other side. I can always remember this as a young boy looking at him and the way that he played. I just loved the way that he played. And of course, Johnny Lomu, I never had the opportunity to watch him live because I was basically born on, but the things that I've seen that he did was phenomenal. And I think there's so many players today trying to uh, basically duplicate, emulate. Sorry, that's the right word. Emulate what he did and how they can be better at it. So just huge respect for the both of them. I don't know if you want to add something on the way that they played or so on before we go to our next would you rather.
Yeah, just the way they both was such great forces on the field, but off the field they were such gentlemen. And that's what I like about the rugby players, and especially the New Zealanders. They always treat you with respect, but when they play the game, they play it with all their might and play with
Mm,
such great heart. So that's what I like about the players, and yeah, they always they can tackle you into the ground, but they will still shake your hand after the game and give you a nice pat on the back or say great game. So that's what I liked about them.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So now we're going on to our next would you rather. And this is an interesting one because, of course, the previous one we did about Jerry Collins and Jonah Lomu is one was a wing and one was a flanker. So the two gentlemen that I'm gonna read now is one a flanker and one a number 8. Okay, that is the awesome players that we always know and love. Skalkberger. Would you run straight at Skalkberger, or would you have Pierce Spies run at you? So, Jock, I'm also going to give this first to you before I give you my thoughts. Maybe I can learn something. It should good to you.
Okay, so yeah, we're starting with the big PS piece. Also 1.94 meters tall, 111 kilograms of pure muscle. I mean, he's one of the famous guys in rugby with such great
Mm.
physique and determination to exercise more and look good. Not a lot of people know this, but he actually started out as a wing at the Bulls. So
Mm.
they saw his speed and everything. So he started at I think right wing for the Bulls, and he scored I think 9 tries in 6 games um, in in his under 21 season at the Bulls, and is also the youngest Bulls player at the stage to have represented the Bulls in professional level. So that's not something a lot of people know about him. But yeah, he played the majority of his career played at number 8 and also flanker now and then. And then you have uh, Schalk Burger, who is just, I don't know how to put it in words, but he's ruthless. I mean, if he gets the ball, you don't want him to run at you because you are gonna get hurt. Um, and I think it was what's his name, a New Zealand player. I think it's Liam Liam Messam. I think he said that Skalkberger was one of the toughest guys to play against because he just does not give up. I mean, he runs at you, he picks you up, and he carries you backwards, and he throws you off, and he just goes again. So also, one 193 centimeters by 6 foot 4 inches, 114 kilograms. Also a hard player, just like the late Jerry Collins. Also played flanker, but yeah, for me, would choose between the two, I would rather pick PSP run it straight at me. I mean,
Mm.
I'm not the biggest guy. He is one of the biggest guys, but I would maybe pray that I do something to slow him down so that my other teammates can try and tackle him. Because Skullburger it would just push me off and he would throw the other guys off the field. So I would rather have PFPs run it at me. And I'm also hoping and praying that he also steps a bit because he knows how to. I mean, you have a
Mm.
lot of clips where he has an intercept and he runs the whole length of the field. I think it was against the Chiefs a few years back in Super Rugby. He runs the length of the field, nobody can catch him. So he also has the footwork. So maybe he's generous and he can spare my life if I can say it like that. But yeah, I would rather pick PSPs over Skulkberger in this one.
I completely agree with you. Like literally, I also would back rather getting PSP's run at me because he wasn't famous for running over people. He's just famous for breaking through tackles. So
Mm.
that's not exactly the same thing. I mean, Jonah Lomu was most of his clips was running over people that I know of personally. But again, I'm hoping for both of them not to kill me, and that's basically it. No, you know what, Skulkberger, I've always been a fan of Skulk. I think he's a interesting player. I think he is very set in his ways, if I can formulate it like that, because there's a couple of clips on YouTube that you can probably go and search that he's like cussing out the referee, or he's like showing his fans like the referee is a bit crazy, you know. But the one who was crazy is Skulk. Skulk was he was insane. And I can remember he got a heart surgery, or something to do with his heart, and specifically his cardiovascular, in his chest, that in 2012 or 13, and they said he's probably not going to play again. And he went for that. He came back and he played as a substitute player for the Stormers at such a pace. Every time at like 60, 65 minutes, they'll bring him on and he'll just tackle anyone who's in front of him. He doesn't care. He's just tackling, tackling, tackling. That's what he's doing. And I can remember commentators in New Zealand was like, "What is Skulkberger doing? Like, what is he eating in the morning? What is he drinking? He's definitely on meds or something because he's just so good." And the doctor said he might never play again. There was actually discussions that he might never play again. So um, huge respect for the both of them. They both, of course, was in the 2007 World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. PSP was also in the 2007 World Cup, or 2008. Sorry, excuse me, 2008 World Cup. Um, but yes, this is going to be very interesting to hear all of your thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me, Jock. Thank you so much for your time. Is there anything that you'd like to add for the both of them that you can remember when you saw them first play, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, if you think as a South African or maybe just as a rugby fan about Skulkberger, the first thing I think about is his hair. I mean, his longish, white hair that always bounced around while he's running into people. That's the first thing I think about when I think about Skulkberger. And I mean, he was also player of the year in I think 2007 or
Mm.
eight thereabouts. So yeah, very good player and also a gentleman of the game. I mean, if you see him off field, he also always has a smile on his face. He's doing all the stuff um, for the people. And then you think of PSPs again. First thing I think about is physique. I mean, it's one of the breakthrough guys that put physique into rugby and put in fitness and all that stuff to look a certain way. And I think paved the way for a lot of kids at that stage to aspire into the fitness and rugby and to look good while doing a professional sport. And yeah, also wonderful guy off the field, PSPs, and also both of them when they play on the field they're just ruthless, and when they're off the field they're just gentlemen. That's what I love about rugby. So yeah, nothing bad I can say about all these players.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just to rectify my mistake, it was the 2007 World Cup. I was thinking about the '08 game that we all loved growing up. So I just, yeah, it's '07 World Cup. Yeah, just thank you so much for listening and joining us in this episode. We really appreciate it. Please connect with us on all social media platforms, Rugby 4 Days. And then till next time, remember to use the hashtag RFD family.